Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors on the back balls behind me. If you are going to do a bit of business, then please keep it in the Millwall family and check out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. Now, this is your post-match analysis video for last night's final league home game of the season at the Den. Obviously, we lost 2-1 to Bristol City, and not only am I going to talk about that, but I've absolutely got to talk about the interview that Neil Harris put out on the Millwall official Twitter account after the game. Wow, some serious revelations. Let's start out with the game and the 11 that started the match. So it's Dave Martin in goal, Marlon Romeo right back, James Meredith left back, Jake Cooper and Alex Pearce alongside him. It was Ryan Tunnicliffe right midfield, Sean Williams and Ryan in the central midfield, Shane Ferguson left, and up front saw for one very last time, more than likely, the formerly and now again deadly duo of Lee Gregory and Steve Morrison. On the starting lineup, I was frustrated not to see people like Tom King given a chance, or Scalak given a chance, McLaughlin given a chance. The three youngsters on the bench, Billy Mitchell and George Alexander especially, not given a chance. Harry said there'd be changes. There wasn't really changes. I'm going to cover the game very quickly. And then I'll get on to the big business. Last night should have been a celebration of us surviving in this league. There should be good feeling around the club. We've come up, and for now 2 years in a row, we've survived in the Championship, and that is an amazing achievement. But there is a serious amount of bad feeling and animosity in the air that I get. That's what I'm getting from it anyway. Maybe you disagree. But something's not right at the club. Something's not right in the dressing room. That's now been confirmed. And, you know, last night, there was still people getting angry and booing substitutions, even though we can't go down. We can't go up. We've survived. And it definitely needs to be addressed in the summer. But listen, getting on to the game, Bristol City came to town and they absolutely needed to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. And they was like we've been in the previous few games, didn't really seem interested. And I think pressure plays a big part in that. You saw as we played in the second half that with no pressure on you, we played with freedom. You know, we played with togetherness and confidence and played a lot better than we have done in previous weeks. We get the breakthrough on 40 minutes. Steve Morrison and Lee Gregory have been fantastic for our club, and it's been a shame how that one's gone, because how brilliant they've been as a partnership, a deadly partnership for a long time. But over the last year or so, you know, with Morrison continually getting involved when he probably shouldn't be anymore, and that's not down to him again, that's down to the manager and other players not getting a chance in front of him. A lot of Millwall fans have started hating on Gregory and Morrison, and it shouldn't be like that. Last night was a lovely send-off. And it's been almost confirmed that Lee Gregory will be leaving the club. I've known that for absolutely ages, and I think it was probably the worst kept secret at Millwall. He wants to get back up north. You know, he's got a young family, and that's where he wants to be. And he's been down here a very long time and worked his nuts off for the club. And for those who think we won't miss him, you are in for a fucking absolutely massive shock next season, let me tell you. Gregory gets on the end of a Steve Morrison knockdown. It's a brilliant finish. It's 1-0. Then we come out the second half, and we as I say, we pick the pace up. We start playing well. Bodies getting in the box, people getting beyond, fullbacks getting beyond, getting crosses in, just high intensity pressure, just getting the fans going. And it was a brilliant atmosphere at some point in the second half. It was a very good atmosphere for a long time. Then we get a penalty. Again, Morrow wins the knockdown. Lee Gregory beats the keeper to it, knocks him round. Lee Gregory, by the way, I can't keep going on. It was fucking phenomenal last night. Absolutely phenomenal. And Gregory gets wiped out by their keeper. It's a stonewall penalty. Now, Sean Williams steps up. I love Sean Williams. I've been calling for Sean Williams to be back in the team for a long time. Great footballer. Been at the club a long time. Wants to play for the club. As the manager says, he wants people who wants to play for the club. A good professional. And I'm not pinning the blame on Sean Williams, but if he scores a penalty, it's game over. They won't be coming back from that. That we were so far on top, and he puts it too close to the keeper. The keeper saves it, and I think that's possibly the first penalty I've ever seen Williams miss. So Bristol City, a team chasing the playoffs, looking down and out, away from home against Millwall. They're in a high intensity atmosphere. You know, their backs are against the wall. That will then give them the lift that they need to think, hang on, listen, it's our chance now. They'll be rocked after missing that penalty. They'll be down for the next 5 minutes. Now let's fucking have a go and get at them. And that's exactly what they did. I think people blaming Neil Harris for that defeat last night are being very harsh. Very harsh. He has managed the team into a 1-0 lead and got the players playing, and possibly with the ball on a penalty spot could be a 2-0 lead. And Sean Williams has missed it. It gets to go down to individual error. Sorry, Sean, you know I love you, but you know you've missed the penalty, and you know you've missed the penalty, so it doesn't really matter. But for the people then to turn on Harris and say it's Harris's fault, never in a million years. Williams, 9 times out of 10, sticks that penalty in, it's game over. But then listen, the momentum swings. Bristol City smell blood and realise it's their opportunity to try and get back into the game. They go up the other end. It's a free kick for them. Direct free kick on the edge of the box. Do I blame Dave Martin for that goal? Better question for me, for you to fire at me, was would I blame Jordan Archer for that goal? And I don't think I would. You know, it's quite central, yes. But if you see a few of the boys saying on Lions TV on their video post-match that he lined up the wall one side and stood the other. But that's exactly what you've got to do as a goalkeeper. You can't line up a wall and stand behind it. You cover the one side of the goal with a wall and you take the other. And what you do is you do invite the striker to say, right there, right, there you go. You think you're good enough to whip and dip it, get some whippage and dippage on it. And that's exactly what he did. The one criticism I do have is I probably would have had someone on the post, James Meredith, and the second that ball goes over that wall, Dave Martin's got to be busting his bollocks to get across and try and save it. And he doesn't. He's rooted to the spot. But do I blame him? No. And as I said before, Dave Martin has shown this season to me what a player who wants to play for the club is, and a brilliant attitude, and definitely deserving of a new contract. So they get level, it's 1-1, and then the writing was on the wall after that. They come up the other end, they score again, it's 2-1. It was a very good move, to be fair, for their second goal. Pulled us apart, 2-1, and again, the story of our season continues. I wasn't too disappointed last night, and maybe I wasn't paying too much attention to the game. I mean, people were moaning, saying we went 3 at the back, and that's when it went wrong, and Harris this and Harris that. To be honest, I was just there last night to just enjoy it, get out during the week, don't get out much, and see me mates, give the players a thank you, give them their final send-off. You know, thanks for the season, despite it not being one of our greatest performance-wise. We still got the job done. So to see people booing Sean Williams getting subbed, and they wasn't booing Sean Williams getting subbed, they was booing Tom Elliott coming on. I do not understand where they're coming from. It would have been a perfect opportunity just to throw George Alexander on for 5 minutes. No harm could have been done. We know what Elliott's capable of. We don't know what George Alexander's capable of. George Alexander would have come on and he probably would have run around, not touched the fucking ball because we had our backs against the wall when the game was dead and buried. But just get him on the pitch, give him that little bit of experience. Even Billy Mitchell, just throw him on. What's the worst that can happen? We lose 3-1, we lose 4-1. The game was lost, we're safe, it's a nothing game. So I do understand where people are coming from in that sense, but you know, as I've said, and I'm going to get onto now, a serious bad feeling around the club, a serious bad feeling. And listen, we'll move on to it now. I need to be very careful. I'm going to put a disclaimer out early. I need to be very careful what I say here. I will be quoting Neil Harris directly, and I can't tell you everything that I know because I will get in trouble with the club, and it has happened before, and I can't be banned from the football club that I've been supporting for over 30 years because of this channel. As much as I love this channel, my one priority, and has to come first, is going to Millwall and taking my children to Millwall. That has been in my life forever, and I won't risk that. But what I will do is I will point to factors, and I will quote Neil Harris directly, and I'll give my opinions on things. But I can't tell you directly the players that want to leave that I know of.